Hello, dear friends. The silence is deafening, but the truth is coming out and it will shake the world. Opinion piece. Breakthrough. Situation update. Selection process. Healing sequence. Release operations. This birthing takes time. Blue Dragon Agartha network. Let's start. On December 21st, a major breakthrough occurred when a part of the Pleiadian fleet managed to permanently anchor itself in key positions along the Agartha network and in the stratosphere as camouflage ships over key surface operations, according to Cobra. This is a very important key step towards the final liberation of humankind. As part of this Pleiadian fleet, a part of this Pleiadian fleet will begin to apply strong healing sequences to many warriors of light, healing their inner child, their connection to the soul star chakra, healing their wounded heart chakra, and the connection between the heart chakra and sexual energy. The success of these healing sequences goes a long way toward how the anomaly will react, but there have already been some successes. During the preparation portal, the light forces will begin to awaken the light workers on the surface to their connection with their star origin, after many decades of sleep since the Great Forgetting of 1996. The light forces will also begin the selection and testing process for those light warriors who would be involved in surface operations around the time of the event, and some of these are scheduled to be physically conducted at that time. Another part of this fleet will work with the planetary energy grid by activating energy vortices around the planet and upgrading the tachyon chambers, Chitamani stones and moldavites to the next level. At this point, more tachyon chambers are needed on the surface of the planet to strengthen that grid. The Ascension process can now finally begin within Agartha, after a long wait since 1996, and a group of Agarthans are scheduled to ascend in 2025. Cobra wrote, "I have begun to see certain changes in my personality, physical body and environment after beginning my realignment. I notice subtle but significant changes in my facial features. My hair is growing longer. I have a desire to heal others and a sense of timelessness. Higher frequency and music feel more like nourishment, leading to less or no hunger. I experience strange sleep patterns and an increase in synchronicity as well as time loops. Tunnels. The Agartha network has fully activated its worldwide underground tunnel system that roughly follows the Dragon ley lines and connects many Agartha underground cities with high-speed magneto-hydrodynamic trains. The Blue Dragon Agartha network has fully activated its main tunnel network that runs beneath Xi'an, Wuhan, Fuzhou, Taipei, Kelung, Kagoshima, Kyoto. This huge breakthrough was only possible because all negative Jesuit factions were expelled from interplanetary space. This has allowed the full return into interplanetary space of the Pleiadian fleet, the Silver Fleet, and many fleets of other cosmic races beyond the usual Andromedan, Aldebaran, and Arcturian fleets that have already involved in the liberation operations. All of these fleets are sending out a powerful Atvor beam network, effectively clearing the anomaly around planet Earth. The only fleets that are not yet fully active are the Syrian fleet and certain parts of the Ashtar Command, both awaiting full activation in the solar system in 2025. Plasmoids. The forces of light have also eliminated most of the dark matter plasmoid beings that invaded the solar system in 1996, and that union now hindered the progress of light. These beings are made of dark matter plasma on the physical, etheric, and astral planes. They are neutral by themselves, but become rabid when entangled with the stalking lacquer. With the breakthrough on December 21st, the light forces were able to clear the vast majority of dark matter plasmoid beings in interplanetary space that is gravitationally coupled with the Sun. This now allows for a huge influx of light into interplanetary space, which has now become a domain of the Galactic Confederation. Dark matter plasmoids closest to Earth will be removed in the later phase of the release operation, allowing more light to reach the surface. Dark matter. There is a growing acceptance of the possibility that dark matter is much richer and more interesting than we initially thought. If dark plasma life forms are possible, it would logically mean that they would likely be the most common life forms in the universe, much more common than carbon-based life forms due to the prevalence of dark matter, which is 5 to 6 times more abundant than ordinary matter. Leading physicists propose that some dark matter might have a dark charge. If so, these dark matter particles could interact to form atoms or if the charge is weak, it would form plasma. There is enough evidence that dark matter, which makes up 85% of the matter in the universe, is largely complex dark plasma of neutral, non-interacting particles, and weakly charged dark matter particles that interact with themselves. This dark plasma interacts very weakly with ordinary matter. Secret Space Program. All entities of the Secret Space Program were either expelled from the solar system or forced to escape closer to Earth. The forces of light do not allow entities of the Secret Space Program to travel beyond the L2 Lagrange point. The only Earth-based space vehicles allowed beyond L2 as of now are space probes of public and non-secret space programs. The L2 Lagrange point is the point at which Earth's gravity overcomes the Sun's gravity and thus defines the edge of interplanetary space. The dark matter plasmoid beings that are bound to the Earth's gravity, well, cannot be completely removed yet, and therefore light cannot fully penetrate closer to Earth than L2. Battle. Meanwhile, the battle between light and dark continues here on the surface. The negative faction has started pressure Trump with hidden nuclear weapons. Most of the mysterious drones could be nuclear detectors trying to find those hidden weapons after the elevated radiation level in New York. Some of the drones are plasma-powered craft similar to the TR-3B. These belong to factions of the Secret Space Program and are searching for those from Aldebaran that are emerging from the underwater and underground locations. Some of the drones, especially the spherical ones, belong to those of Aldebaran. According to Aurora Ray, these drone sightings are not random events or deceptive illusions. They are part of a divine plan led by the Galactic Federation, peaceful beings of immense power and love, working to guide humankind through an extraordinary transformation known as the Shift. These sightings are not random occurrences, but deliberate, peaceful manifestations designed to awaken us. A worrying development could be the influence of Christian Zionism of the incoming Trump administration. Depending on Trump's free will and other factors involved, the situation could take a positive or negative turn. The critical time to determine this would be the second part of January. Dates. According to Susana Mariska, a time bomb is about to explode on January 1st, 2025, and almost no one is talking about it. It is not a coincidence. It is deliberate. The Corporate Transparency Act is one of the most overlooked measures in this entire operation. Trump said it in September 2024. In quotes, "It is the most important thing that no one knows about. Everything is signed and will go into effect on January 1st. This is not just another law. It is a wrecking ball aimed directly at the foundations of the power of the cabal. The dark side plans to stop Trump from taking power by holding a vote during the certification process to try to delay the process. If they could do this beyond the 20th, there would be no president. This is why Trump needs the people on his side." According to optimist Judy Bington, on Friday, January 17th, President Trump was scheduled to make an announcement about Yesara. Banks would begin liquidating mortgages, credit cards, and other forms of personal debt. All debt would be paid off in full by the end of January 2025, he believed. 3 days later, on Monday, January 20th, the EBS project Odin would be announced via a new Starlink satellite system, preparing for 10 days of communication blackout. 10 countries would broadcast an international internet, television, and radio broadcasts with information on government, banking, and military matters. On Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, the EBS emergency broadcast system would begin 10 days of communications blackout worldwide, but don't believe any date until you see it. Revelation. Cash Paddle has read the classified JFK files. He says the reason they haven't been released yet is because of something no one is considering. The leading theory is that he was murdered by the government, or so it is probably not about that. Could it be about Jackie's involvement? Maybe. Or maybe it's about something that would be considered even more bizarre to the general public. The Pleiadians have told us that the reason Marilyn Monroe was murdered was because she was about to make the existence of the Pleiadians public. JFK was a Pleiadian contactee, and he told her everything while they were having an affair. She was very excited to tell the world. The biggest threat to a demonically controlled cabal would be the public finding out the truth about the angles of light. Trump admits that he hasn't read all of the files yet, but he already knows what's in them. It would make sense that he knows about JFK and his Pleiadian contact because of his own contact. Releasing these files could be Trump's way of starting UFO disclosure. Science. The old world is dying. The new one has not yet been born. It is the time of monsters, said Gramsci. The Bible mentions the search for divine signs in the heavens that indicate the end of one era or the beginning of another. According to Bennett Ross, the first fall of Atlantis was in Antarctica. The second fall was in the Sahara Desert, and the third and final fall was in the Bermuda Triangle. As we approach the final days of this year and the formative energies of 2025, symbolized by the number 9, we enter a phase characterized by profound endings and transformative new beginnings. This energetic shift has the potential to foster significant growth and expansion, but may also be accompanied by inner turmoil, according to Alexander Quinn. Recent events have brought deep emotional and energetic wounds to the surface. This coincides with increased solar or cosmic radiation interacting with the Earth, catalyzing a release of denial around the symbolism of the number 9. As a result, many people are experiencing a new wave of ascension symptoms. This birthing takes time. First, there is fertilization, then gestation for a certain period of time, and finally, there is an exit from the birth channel. Each step is laborious, more so for some than others. Our planet has been fertilized, it is constantly gestating, and the birth of a new golden age is on the horizon. To be upgraded is to receive new codes of light and therefore to be illuminated inside and out. News. Javier Milei reveals a broad tax reform plan to eliminate 90% of taxes. According to Bob Kutler, gold and Bitcoin will fall, but both will rise in the future. The outlook for 2025 would be difficult, but Trump's economic plan will make the economy great again. Philanthropic capitalism. RFK Jr. said, "I know a lot about Gates because I wrote a book about him and what he calls philanthropic capitalism, which is using philanthropy to get rich and using it strategically, and that's what he's done over and over again." Historic snowfall reveals ancient cities in the Taklamakan Desert. It is the second largest sand dune desert in the world, with dunes which range from 100 to 300 meters in height. Taklamakan means he who enters doesn't leave. And that's all for today. Thanks a lot, dear friends.